Hi guys, and welcome to Round 9 Aviva Premiership Preview Show with me, Jack Carter. We're looking forward to an exciting weekend of rugby ahead of us. However, Bath and Sale will not be participating this weekend in the Aviva Premiership as they have their two European fixtures which were cancelled on Friday the 13th of November due to the atrocious terrorist attacks that took place in France. Out of respect, of course, they didn't play, so those games we will bring to you a roundup show of on Sunday along with the Aviva Premiership action. Going on to Aviva Premiership action now, and top of the list we have Harlequins versus Saracens. This should be an absolutely brilliant game. Harlequins, of course, coming close last weekend to being defeated by the Worcester Warriors. Of course, they did just about scrape victory 24-20. A few controversial decisions made by Wayne Barnes allegedly. I thought he had a brilliant game, but that's coming from a Worcester fan, as you can tell by my background. Saracens, of course, we go on to them now. They have been absolutely brilliant for the entire season so far. Top of the Aviva Premiership, unbeaten at the moment. They will be a tough force to stop for the Harlequins over the weekend. So we'll see how that one pans out. Of course, they are also doing very well in Europe, so they're just having a brilliant season all round, to be honest. We move on to our second game of rugby then. Exeter versus Gloucester at Sandy Park. It makes out to be a perfect game. Exeter coming up from the Aviva Premiership a few seasons ago. Who would have thought they could possibly be where they are now? Second in the Aviva Premiership table. They face Gloucester at Sandy Park. Gloucester, who are slowly edging up the table, which could cause a few problems. Of course, their win last week, 27-14 over London Irish, was one that we looked at in my previous video. Exeter could have a few problems there, but I anticipate they'll get the win that they deserve. We move on now. London Irish versus Newcastle is next on our list. London Irish, of course, being defeated by Gloucester last weekend. They will want to rebuild some confidence. They'll want to get back off bottom spot because it's not really the place you want to be 9 rounds into a season, because it kind of makes presenters such as Martin Bayfield and Craig Doyle speculate about relegation time. It's not quite there yet, guys. They face the Newcastle Falcons, who are second from bottom as well. Only 2 points separate the two sides. Newcastle, of course, beating Bath in that famous 19-14 win last weekend, which we did cover. So that should be a cracking game. It will be brutal, it will be tough, it will be very ragged, to be honest. It will probably be all over the place as well. It is a relegation battle, so it's never the easiest of games. Leicester versus Northampton. Wow, what can I say about this? Leicester haven't had the best of form recently. They are, of course, in the top 4. They haven't had the best of form, as I say, but they have had a good run of games. They face Northampton, who did beat Exeter second in the table last week, which is it gives Jim Mallander's men, who weren't doing the best with their season at all, a bit of hope as they go into their local derby. Therefore, we can imagine it's going to be a brutal game, it's going to be a tough game, it's going to be all over the place, to be honest. It usually is a dogged clash between Leicester and Northampton, but what more do you expect from a local derby? Speaking of local derbies, we move on now. Wasps versus Worcester. That should be an absolutely scrappy game. Di Young, going into the press conference earlier today, said that it is a game that his boys should win. That is a controversial statement, to be honest, as Dean Ryan's men are working progressively hard, bringing in new players as well, such as James Johnston from the Wasps. They weren't too happy about that, obviously, but there you go. That's life for you, isn't it, as a rugby player? Of course, Wasps playing at the Ricoh Arena, they expect to win. Worcester, after a brilliant second half of rugby last week, also anticipate a victory. Could be on the cards after their close game against Harlequins. Well, we'll have to wait and see, won't we? For all 5 of the games, they will be brought to you on Sunday evening when I upload once again. So for now, guys, see you on Sunday. Goodbye.